Good morning and welcome to Let's Talk Autism with Shannon and Nancy. I'm Nancy Allspaw-Jackson.
And I'm Shannon Penrod, and I'm having way too much fun.
We're having toy fun.
We are having toy fun all this morning. And Nancy and I right now are playing with Luxblox, and in just a second we're going to be joined by Heather Acerra. I think I've said that right, but I might have slaughtered it. But anyway, and we're going to talk about how these amazing toys were made. This is one of the award winners from our toy guide. And there are two toys in this year's toy guide that we had featured last year because I couldn't stand it. I needed to feature them again, plus which this Luxblox came out with a whole new line of things that are so cool. We had to feature them again. So why don't we've got a big show, and we've got a bunch of guests. So let's get right to it, and let's have Heather join us via Skype. Heather, how am I saying your last name? Because I think I slaughtered it.
No, you did it perfectly, Acerra.
Okay, all right. I was okay. I have no faith in myself. So, Heather, I'm so glad to have you on the show. We've had Mike, your husband, on the show before, and you've been on the show before, but thrilled to just have you, but give Mike our best. And let's start by talking, because if viewers haven't seen this before, this is a fascinating toy. You can see that I've pushed some of them together, but tell us what the idea, how this got started.
Okay, so my husband and I are big architecture enthusiasts, and we would often go visit Frank Lloyd Wright's home up in Wisconsin. And we also had both studied education quite a bit. We've homeschooled our kids, and my husband's a certified teacher. I'm in HR and I train. So we were always interested in heuristic learning, the idea of learning through play. And what we discovered was that some really great pioneers in the areas of structural design and science, namely Frank Lloyd Wright, Buckminster Fuller, who invented the geodesic dome and discovered some parts of the carbon atom are named after him, and Einstein, had all credited playing with Freuble blocks in their kindergartens as being very instrumental in contributing to their understanding of natural design principles. Freuble, for those of you who don't know, is the inventor of kindergarten, Friedrich Freuble. And so, I mean, that may have been 100 years ago, but we thought, what we need to inspire kids today. Everybody talks about STEM and STEAM and getting kids off the tablet. And so we were just inspired to make an innovative block that would convey some of those principles in keeping with the whole idea of learning through play.
Because the foible that you're talking about, those are blocks. They're wooden blocks. And so this is like the next generation of the block. If you think about those great minds all saying that they played with the same toy, like, doesn't that spark your imagination a little bit? And for you guys to have said, all right, how do we take this into the 21st century and beyond? How many trials did it take before you came up with this really uniquely shaped thing?
It took us 3.5 years of trial and error with a 3D printer, which at that time was really sort of a prototype stage. The printer was rebuilt many times because we put so many hours on it. And we actually started with a comb connector, and it took us all that time, all those years of trial and error, and working with kids in our homeschool community. And actually a German astrophysicist came through town and gave us some input, even though we wound up not doing what he advised, but it kind of allowed us to think through a lot of things. And so with all of those inputs and trial and error, we finally came up with this block, which is different than a brick, like a Lego brick, in the sense that it connects through a linkage, and that's more the manner in which nature puts itself together, is through linkages. And with that, you're able to get that angle and that curvature and really capture the ability to create simple machines without a lot of extra accessories. That's why you can make things like this. I don't know if you can see me here.
Let's go back to her, Gabe, so we can see what she's got.
So this is something that you can make with one of our Lux sticks. This is only with our square. There are no additional pieces, just the square piece. But because it links together, you can make this simple machine, which is much like an accordion. It's also something known in nature as a Saris linkage. This is how water molecules absorb in a paper towel. It's the same kind of thing, but it's all done with the square block. That's what we originally rolled out with. That you guys had seen originally as you were speaking up. We had just the orange, the blue, and the white, and now we've got pink and green. We've got red, yellow, royal blue, all different colors. And so we initially just had the mold for this piece because of the unique ability to make all kinds of things. You can make prisms in the middle of this. You can see that there's a triangular prism. They serve as also the handles. So the square was the first mold we came out with. As you were saying, we can do the fabrics, which fold and bend. That's a principle called corrugation, when you bend something like a sheet metal to enhance its strength. And so that was the ultimate, or that was the original, rather, manner in which we came out with our toy. But then later we introduced these parts that you can see here, which are, we have these wheels, which also serve as gears, rubber bands, and we also have these new parts, which are called trigons. You can see in this little snowflake. These also have a great ability to bend and create all kinds of organic things with that shape as well. That triangle piece in the middle, I'm not really very good. There we go. Michael made these snowflakes. I came in and these were on my Christmas tree. So, but yeah, I'd like to show you that this again is a simple machine created with very, very few parts. And this is in keeping with, again, our philosophy. There is a scientific philosophy known as the min-max principle. It was sort of discovered by Peter Pence, and the whole idea is that nature builds itself with a minimum inventory of parts, and yet you get a maximum diversity or variety of designs, organisms, creatures. And so that is how we are different than Legos or other blocks, because every part that we have needs to have multiple functions. As I said, these are wheels, and they roll better if you put a rubber band on them, but they're also our gears. Our axles can be used in many different manners. So we want to keep with that idea of conserving and being more functional with a limited number of parts.
And I think it's important for parents and teachers to know what the basis of it is, because it's super exciting. But I gotta say, they're just fun.
Yeah, they are fun.
They're addictive
because you sit down and have them in front of you, and you can't help
And
but
look
play
at
with
what,
them.
okay, so I had said to Nancy as we started that last year, all year long, I had like a sheet of these that sat on my desk.
Right.
And whenever somebody would come in and we'd be having a meeting, talking about whatever, it would be sitting there. And I would time how long it would take for the person while they were talking to pick it up and start to, maneuver it into something. And it was fascinating to see what they would make, because some people would make it into a block.
Right.
And some people would bend it and make things that I was like, how did you get it to do that?
Right.
But look what Nancy just put together. Look at how different. Show hers there, Gabe. Can you see hers? It's how different hers is from mine. And see, it would never have occurred to me to link to the center of a wheel. That just would never have occurred to me. I think it's a fascinating thing to give people and see what they do. But from a very basic level, these are awesome for our kids, because the little bit of energy that it takes for them to be able to snap them is great for so many different things for fine motor. So if we just were going to talk about them from that point of view, they're a great toy for that, because they're so reinforcing, excuse me. And I know we've showed a video before. You have a bunch of videos on YouTube, but there's one of a little boy with autism who they put these out on the table, and he wants to link them to, he can see how they go together. He doesn't quite have the hand skills, but he like puts them together and says to the therapist, link it together. But within minutes, he's able to do it too. And you can see how engaged he is. He wants to play with these because he can see something that he can already do from it. It's a great toy.
I'm sorry for interrupting. I just want to add that was a particularly dramatic time. That was wonderful for his parents to see, because he had actually never played with any other toy other than the flat screen. That was the first time he had actually really worked with something like that. And he had seen his sister playing with it, and it engaged him. And so that was really moving for his family
It's
and for us.
This is such an exciting, and now I've
It's
seen
a toy for the whole family.
it is a toy for the whole family, and there is not an adult that I have met that hasn't enjoyed them.
Right.
But so great for our kids, and you guys have always been so generous donating for our Sensitive Santa, and I just want to thank you and Luxblox because you've made a difference for a lot of kids' holiday. They are the real deal. They donate. You're too fabulous, and the toy itself is brilliant. I love this new sampler pack, but that it comes in a drawstring bag so that you can take your toys, and it comes with the wheels. It comes with the rubber bands so that you can have them. I did not show this yet. So I showed these to our intern Charlie, and I said, I just showed her how they click together, and I said, why don't you make something for when we demo it? And she made this hot rod, and I said, oh, that's great. Was that in the little guide? And she said, no. She said, I just started putting it together. It's even got a little steering wheel on it. I took it out of the frame. It's got a little steering wheel on it. And it's just the cutest thing ever.
Very creative.
Yeah, very creative. Never would have occurred to me. Don't you love it?
That is so cute. Michael's here. Come here. Just say hi. He's getting ready to drive to California for another charity benefit, and he hasn't showered yet. So hello, everybody.
Hello, Michael.
Hi. Are you going to be anywhere near Los Angeles on Saturday?
Yes, we are going to be in Los Angeles for a benefit for the Children's Hospital of LA.
Are you available during the day?
After 1, we're at the Skirball Center until 1.
Okay, you should come to Sensitive Santa and see us give out some of these Luxblox.
That'd be awesome.
That would be so
What time is the event?
We are from 10 in the morning until 4.
Okay,
So
if
you
we
can make
we'll
it.
have to pack up, but we might be able to catch the end of it.
Yeah.
Let's connect afterwards about the location and all that good
Oh,
stuff. I
we'd
would love to meet you in
love
person.
to have you there. That would be awesome. That would be so much fun. So, Mike, this is so clever. You know that I love what you guys make. Luxblox is just a fabulous, fabulous thing. And so you're doing a benefit for the Children's Hospital?
Yes,
You cook one tub?
it's called Hollywood Helpers, and Hot Diggity Awards, a Hot Diggity media company, they've recognized us as a good toy for children as well. And so we are a sponsor of that event, and some of our sample sticks, our Lux sticks, will be given away to the children, the patients in the hospital. And it's all these child actors that come together, about 60 of them, I believe, and they are going to be the ones bagging the gifts, and it'll be an opportunity to introduce Luxblox to a larger crowd.
Well, congratulations.
What a fabulous thing. What a treat.
Great.
Well, and so people can order
Yeah,
Lux
how do we get
from our toy guide.
Okay.
Because now in the toy guide, there is a place to purchase. But where else are Lux available, and where would you like people to purchase them from?
First and foremost, our website, which has been totally redesigned the last month or so. It's really beautiful now. And that's the best at luxblox.com, luxblox.com. But we also have stuff on Amazon.
Right. Those would be the two easiest ones for you guys. We
In
don't
California.
have a lot of stores in California, so online would probably be easiest.
Okay.
Okay, great.
It really, really love this for our kids. We gave this the Teen and Tween Therapist Award because the therapists have fallen in love with this. They think it's a great, great toy for therapy. And because you've added more colors, it's just that much
Yeah, the
better.
colors are fantastic.
Because then they can work
Thank
on
you.
colors, they can work on shapes, they can work on fine motor, gross motor. There's so building, creativity,
right.
so many things that they can work on. So congratulations and thank you so much. And let's see if maybe we can see you in person on Saturday.
That would be
We'll
great.
try to make that happen, definitely.
All right.
Thank you,
so
guys.
much for being
Thank
with
you,
us.
guys.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye.